I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your Raw review for December 26, 2011 from a sold-out arena in Chicago, Illinois.
You messed up the Sears Tower I built for you.
It was the cats.
You didn't fix it.
They broke off the bottom. Those puzzles are way too hard for me. They're three-dimensional.
I know, that's why I made it for you.
I know, but the cats...
you let the kitty
No,
cats
it was
kill
up here. If people remember from our reviews in the past, it was up there, but the cats knocked it over.
And then somebody put it on the floor.
No, the cats knocked it off.
Whatever.
They did. Alright, so Laurinaitis comes flaring out, but we think
it's Punk, because his music is playing.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, that was great. John Laurinaitis dressed up as CM Punk, getting the hometown boy of CM Punk, getting all those fans riled up, because they were so ready to see their boy, the WWE Champion. But no, it was John Laurinaitis, and that was hilarious.
It was pretty funny, and he's like, so then real Punk comes out to big giant cheers, and he's like, are you trying to make fun of me? You like poking me with a stick? And then Laurinaitis is like, no, I'm honoring you.
Yeah, because he's wearing his shirt, supporting his merchandise.
Like,
Mr. Unpredictability himself.
I know, and then Laurinaitis is like, I've taken some management classes, which I thought was funny. It's like, I've taken some management classes, and I want to empower you and give you a gift. A night off. Oh, haha, just kidding.
I know, because the fans are like, no, we want to see him wrestle.
I know.
They were very upset at that.
And he's like, look at me, I'm unpredictable. And then Punk says something, like, real weird. I mean, real weird.
He said something weird?
He's like, no, you're not unpredictable. If there was aliens watching, the aliens would be watching in the spaceship, and they'd say, man, that guy's predictable.
Yeah, I don't know what. I think he was trying to go somewhere else with that, maybe.
I think so, too. Like,
that was the weirdest,
I think he got lost.
Random line I've ever heard.
It was odd, for sure.
But anyways, so apparently he's not going to give him the night off, but he's going to do something better. He's not only going to have a one-on-one match. He's not only going to have to face two people. He's not only going to have to face, possibly...
No, actually, right now, it's just three. 3 people.
Is it?
Yes. He says, we're going to do a gauntlet match with 3 unknown opponents, and if the opponents win, then they get a championship match. And then Punk's like, but what if I win? And
he's like, well, I didn't think about that.
And then Punk's like, well, Chicago could get a 4th match from me. And we're like, really?
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah. And
I mean, if the rating's telling us anything from last time, there's no way they're giving Punk 4 matches.
And he's like, really? It'll be versus you. And Laurinaitis at first is like, no. And then Punk gets the crowd all riled up.
I've been thinking about this for weeks, because John Laurinaitis is a former professional wrestler.
Yeah.
And they keep showing clips of him wrestling, so why isn't he having a match? I mean, maybe he's injured, I don't know. But... And then I was like, there's no way they're going to blow off a possible match with John Laurinaitis against CM Punk on a random edition of Raw.
Yeah, they're not going to. We know they're not going to do that. And then the fans get all riled up, and Laurinaitis is like, you're on. So then, we're interrupted with the It Begins promo.
Oh, yeah, we are. And the reports on the internet said it was going to be very clear who this person was, and guess what? It was not clear.
Those reports are never right.
The newest addition to this video was a globe spinning, which also is another indication that it's Chris Jericho, because I think that he had that in his first and second. All of his entrance videos had a little globe spinning.
You're still saying it's The Undertaker, though, right?
I'm still going to stick with The Undertaker. The only reason I'm sticking with The Undertaker is because I know how unbelievably underwhelming WWE can be. And, I mean, I want to be surprised. I want to be pleasantly surprised. And if it's Chris Jericho, I'll be so excited. And, I mean, obviously all the signs are starting to point to him, except for the doom and gloom of all the videos. But and the end, the beginning, and this and that. But that is next week, and it'll be an awesome Monday Night Raw at the beginning. The beginning of 2012, the first episode. That'll be great. The second day. 2012.
Alright, so then we have Booker T versus Cody Rhodes.
Yes! Booker T back on Raw. This Monday Night Raw is freaking awesome.
It has been good Monday Night Raw. It was a pretty good match.
It was great.
I'm not following the storyline because I don't watch SmackDown, so I wasn't really that into it. But it was still a good match.
It was still good, and it's a good build for me, this whole match. I was surprised that they had this match on there, and it was cool to see Cody Rhodes doing his, brother Goldust's move where he falls down on the ground and does that slap up, to Booker T.
Yeah.
But they had a really good match and ended up doing the scissors kick to Cody Rhodes, and Booker T got the win, which I thought was
surprising.
Was a little bit surprising. Not really sure what they're going to do with this. I thought that Booker T was done. I thought that the match at Survivor Series or whatever it was, that was going to be the last match, or tables, ladders, and chairs rather. But apparently it's not, and apparently this is going to continue. And a spinner-rooney to finish it off. Now to keep the crowd going and keep on going, we got Zack Ryder backstage.
Thinking Cena, he's all, oh, you won, brother.
He's like, no,
you
don't thank me.
You earned it.
So, palling around with Cena, but the fans don't care. The fans still love Zack Ryder. The fans turning on Zack Ryder will be in a few months, I'm sure. But it's not here yet, and he's still super over as the champion with that belt he's still got.
Yeah, so then now they reveal the order of the gauntlet match for Punk.
Which is going to be...
It's going to be,
Jack Swagger first. Ooh. Oh, boy. And, Dolph Ziggler number 2. Big surprise. And Mark Henry number 3, which I find so weird, because why isn't it The Miz?
Well, yeah, and we start thinking... Well, that means that Ziggler's got to beat him.
Yeah, or one of them's got to beat him. Because
probably not Jack Swagger because he's the first one, but got to be Ziggler.
But Mark Henry, they said that he has a pulled groin.
Mark Henry's injured, so
Michael Cole said it before the match, so it's like he's injured. He's got a pulled groin.
So it's like we know he's not going to wrestle.
I mean, if they wouldn't have said that, maybe not everybody would know that. Yeah. Oh, and if they do make it to the 4th person, we're going to get John laryngitis,
which we already knew they were.
Which we know it's not even going to get to the 3rd one. So
yeah. So anyway, okay, go ahead. What?
I'm moving on to the next
segment. That's what I was too. Big Show and Kelly backstage.
Getting beauty tips.
Kelly acting like an idiot as usual. I mean, she's back there like flirting with Big Show, which, number 1, sweetheart, he's old enough to be your dad probably. Number 2, he's kind of ugly, and even though I don't like you, you're cute. And number 3, you're like, ooh, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, because he had to go to the principal's office.
Are you 4?
I know.
You're in trouble, Big Show.
I know, it's aggravating, but I got to give WWE props. You got your girl out there without putting her in a match. So, thumbs up for that at least.
Oh
at least her exposure was very limited.
I know. But
I could say that.
Even the limited exposure, killed me.
I know. I mean, it's like my face melts when she comes on TV. I know. I'm completely stone-faced and my skin is like, ugh.
I know.
But anyways.
So Big Show's headed to the laryngitis' office now.
Alright, and he's talking to... Laryngitis is on his phone. He's like...
With Brodus Clay.
It's like, Brodus, you're going to have your big return, and you'll be able to come on the 2nd day of 2012, trying to make us think that Brodus Clay's going to be the one returning on the It Begins promo. You got to be freaking kidding me. There is no way. Brodus Clay is never going to debut. And if he does debut...
You don't think he's ever going to debut? I don't know if I'd go that far.
If he debuts on the 2nd day of 2012, the real second day... No. Yeah, the psych, because the real It Begins guy is going to come out there and beat him instantly into oblivion.
Something like that, yeah. Alright, so anyway, Laryngitis is like, explain Big Show, explain you sucker punching Otunga, which I hadn't seen that clip.
Oh, I watched SmackDown and that was good.
So that amused me greatly.
He's like,
I know.
The way he sold it.
And Otunga's like, that's gonna be a lawsuit. I'm gonna kick your butt, and And I'm like, dude, it's like a chihuahua barking at a
I know, and then Big Show's like, and like, taunting him, and Otunga's like, ooh.
And Big Show's like, I'm gonna beat you with my arm tied behind my back.
Which is, oh my gosh.
Okay, let's do that.
I can't get over it. Every time they make that stipulation, I'm just like, are you serious? One arm behind your back.
But then look, Big Show says this great quote. He's like, remember, Otunga, a giant with one arm behind his back is better than a lawyer with no testicles.
I can't believe it. Big Show completely turned around on me. He was being so lame and boring.
Now he's being good.
And now he's funny.
I think somebody had to smack him and say, dude, you're being, lame and boring.
I know, and that's actually happened plenty of times in the past with the Big Show. Plenty of wrestlers have said, Big Show, he's good, but sometimes... he's just not all there.
But he was good. He was good.
But he was good. All right.
All right. So now next segment.
We got Jack and Dolph talking about they're having a little family squabbling over there because he's like, no, I'm gonna beat Jack. I'm Jack. I'm gonna beat him fast. Dolph's like, no, you had your run in 2009, which I think he was referring to his 2010 run when he won Money in the Bank and won the World Heavyweight Championship for 1 second.
I like Dolph in this little verbal battle though, because Dolph was like kicking Jack Swagger in the tail.
Well, yeah, in every way.
Is not that quick on his feet, man.
I know, he's like a big lumbering doofus.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him.
I can't. Like, they sold the Big Show on me. They sold Mark Henry on me. You cannot sell me Jack Swagger.
They didn't sell me Mark Henry, but he's still better than Jack Swagger. At least Mark Henry can operate a little clippy thing.
Yeah, get down the Money in the Bank, dude. We're going to have to edit this 30-minute segment of you trying to get down the Money in the Bank on the DVD release of WrestleMania.
It's like the trifecta of Jack Swagger. It was like the clip and the microphone.
Oh, God.
And then there was like one more thing that he couldn't do. I can't remember.
Oh, man. He's going to have his own greatest hits DVD. Somebody always asks me what I would like to see a future WWE DVD, and that's what I would like to see.
Like Jack Swagger.
The conundrums of, Jack Swagger or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, now we get a match with...
because then you got Vicky coming in there. She's like, no, boys.
Oh, yeah, she breaks it up.
Calm down.
And Mark reminds them that he's also in the match and says, excuse me. Yeah. So now, I got our next match of Eve and Zack Ryder versus Tyson, the returning Tyson to Raw at least. I haven't seen him in a long time on Raw. He now has hair and nice ring gear. Thank you. That the hair thing, he drove me crazy. He shaved his head. I didn't like that. And he's got new ring gear. He actually looks like a real wrestler now.
And he's with Natalya.
With his old buddy Natalya.
Which makes me say, like, what are they doing with Natalya? First she's with Beth Phoenix, now she's back with Tyson Kidd. It's a one-time thing.
Yeah, random tags.
This is random tags. Okay.
But then
the commentators were talking like Eve and Zack are supposed to be dating.
Yeah, I didn't really catch that. Yeah. You brought that up.
I did bring that up because one of them, I cannot tell their voices apart. Like, I'm sorry.
I don't know how.
I know, like, I don't know how.
I mean, it's got to be our low quality viewing off of the internet.
That's true. It's probably our crap speakers. But anyway, so one of them is like, oh well, I'd hate to be with. Look at them, and they're talking about them being together, and then one of them was talking about, I'd hate to spend New Year's Eve with Zack Ryder, and they're going to spend New Year's Eve together, aren't they cute together, and Zack being a gentleman.
I put no faith in them putting some kind of storyline together.
That's what I was saying, they might be putting a storyline together.
I just don't think they would be.
You think they're just spitting it out off the top of their head?
Just for tonight, because they're there, let's make up some crap to make it... Let's try to make this make sense. Kind of thing.
Possibly so, yeah, because it was weird. But anyway.
So it was cool to see Natalya and Tyson not doing so bad, actually. And Zack Ryder coming off the win after Eve got her butt bounced, which, by the way, Victoria was backstage tonight. She didn't get on TV or anything, but I thought it was cool because that was her hometown, and Eve stole the butt bounce from Victoria. But Zack Ryder gets his Rough Rider, and for the win.
Yeah. Alright, so then we have, Cena comes out and says he's going to summon Kane. He basically just comes out and gets the crowd on his side, like, real easy and quick.
I know! I couldn't believe that, like, Cena, the most hated guy of all time, he's like, I'm in Chicago. I love Chicago. CM Punk's the greatest champion ever. I'm saying all that stuff, like, all those key words get the crowd on his side.
So easy. Anyway, so then out comes The Miz, and he's like, man, I want to see me versus you.
Yeah, when he calls Kane out.
Yeah, when he calls Kane out, here comes The Miz. He's like, I want to see me versus you. It was funny. And then, Miz gives a good promo. He says, The Rock stole my WrestleMania moment. I need to prove that I don't need him to beat you, and so let's go. And he's like running his mouth, and Cena's like, just shut up and get the ref. So then they start their match. And so then they're like, going at it or whatever.
For not too long.
Not very long. And then Miz gets the microphone. And is
because they're chanting CM Punk the whole time.
No, they're not. They're chanting, let's go Cena, Cena sucks.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
No, they're chanting CM Punk.
I don't think
Because he gets on the mic and says, you're chanting the wrong superstar.
He did say that, but they were talking about Cena, but whatever.
So it sounds similar when they chant it.
People can settle the argument, tell us who they were
I guarantee they were chanting.
They were saying Cena, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Anyways, so he says, I decided that I beat you at WrestleMania, and so it doesn't matter how I beat you. I beat you. That looked really weird, by the way. It looked like you just stuck your fingers all the way in your eyeballs. I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up. Anyways, he's like, I beat you at WrestleMania, and it doesn't matter. This match doesn't matter. I hate Chicago. Chicago sucks. The Bears suck. And then he's like, I'm walking out of this crappy town with my head held high. And he throws the microphone down and starts walking off. And then who comes out?
The truth has been revealed as the new returning face, returning from an injury, comes back and puts the total beatdown on The Miz. Retribution for everything The Miz did.
I mean, big time beatdown. And so then R-Truth is like, I could finish this right now, but that's no fun. It's going to be like Christmas every Monday night. I'm going to beat you down. And And then he's like, you going to get it. And he's talking about little Jimmy's. And then what happens at the very end?
After the total beatdown, and he's beat down to the ground, you think that there's nothing more he can do to The Miz. He's beat him all the way physically, he's beaten him mentally, and then he brings out none other than Death Water Bottle and smashes him across the head and finishes him for good. So, I mean, he's probably got a concussion from that.
Probably. You gotta watch the water bottles, man.
So, that's R-Truth has got his retribution, and we'll see where this goes.
And I don't know if he's going to be a face or if he's just going to be...
he's a face.
Think he's a face?
Yeah, because The Miz is a heel.
You can't have two heels fighting with each other?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have two faces fighting with each other.
Yeah, little Jimmy, he's... R-Truth is a face right now.
I'm not sure he's a face.
He's totally a face.
I'm not convinced.
I am completely...
Alright, anyway, so we have Otunga versus The Big Show. I want to mention in this match, they mentioned that they compared Big Show's punch to Mike Tyson's punch, and I just thought it was funny that they brought up Mike Tyson since he used to be so involved in wrestling.
Right. Alright, so this is the thing. They say your hand's behind your back, tied behind your back, but it's not. It's tied to your side. Why? So you can fall on your back and not break your wrist. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah. But, so they're fighting, Big Show's, of course, winning. And then out comes Mark Henry. And here goes Big Show, hastily trying to untie this thing.
But he can't.
That's not even in a knot.
This causes a disqualification,
it looked like you just would have had to do this, and it would have had to, unravel it.
Yeah, but that would expose the business, because wrestling's not real. But anyways, a DQ. I'm not even sure where the DQ came from.
Well, first we have DB. Who's DB?
Probably DQ.
No.
Otunga?
DB enters.
Daniel Bryan.
That's
the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he kind of randomly comes in, distracts Mark Henry
with
for
his big shining belt.
2 seconds, so the Big Show can now finish untying his hand, and then slam Otunga. Do the slam.
Choke slam?
Yeah, I did a demonstration instead of saying the word. And then,
No, but Daniel Bryan just shows him the belt.
I know.
And then he's like...
It was like he was using its shiny power.
I know, right? It's just
that was stupid.
Kind of bizarre. I don't know what that was about.
I'm sorry.
The power of the belt.
I'm still not into Daniel Bryan. I'm just not.
No, that's understandable. They really didn't build him up enough. He didn't win very many matches.
I know. And then Big Show wins as a result of the disqualification of Mark Henry coming in the match.
That is true.
Okay, now this next thing was absolutely hilarious because Del Rio comes in on a brand new set of wheels. He's in like a gold-plated wheelchair.
It's like the smallest vehicle entrance whatever of all time. I mean...
And I want to be clear that we're not laughing at people in wheelchairs here, but I mean, it was just funny because he always comes out in a car, and then he came out in a wheelchair, and he was still on wheels, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways...
He didn't have one of the honky things.
He did not have a honky thing.
He came out there with Ricardo Rodriguez, was still feeling the effects from tables and ladders and chairs.
Anyway, so then Del Rio makes this announcement. It's like a great tragedy has occurred. And for a man that did everything in 2011, I tore my groin. And I'm thinking, because he really did tear his groin.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the writing team is sitting around going, look, Del Rio, this is too freaking funny to not use on TV. You're going to go out there and tell everybody what happened.
Yeah, I mean, because, honestly, the guy has lost heat in recent weeks. And, I mean, he really needed to get it back. And this is a perfect opportunity for him to come out on a wheelchair with his little buddy with a neck brace. And they're all broken down. And now he's injured. But he is going to get the WWE Championship again in 2012.
Yeah, and then we have the Bellas, their heels again.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
And they're arguing again.
Their faces and their heels. Ah! I can't take it. Alright, so now we get the CM Punk matches.
Oh yeah, so now we start the gauntlet match. Punk versus Swagger.
I have been waiting for a gauntlet match for a long time, by the way.
Were you happy with this one?
Well...
No, you weren't.
Not really.
Don't lie. Raw as a whole was very good.
It was pretty awesome.
Okay, but
I mean, we knew it was so predictable.
I know,
it was Mr. Unpredictability.
Punk versus Swagger. Okay, so Punk wins, obviously.
Yeah, Jack Swagger didn't do that. He actually didn't do too bad, but come on, didn't do too great either.
Yeah, and then we have Dolph Ziggler coming out.
Heel.
Yeah, but then Swagger puts the beat down on Punk before they even start.
Before they start the Dolph match, he injures the leg, so that way Dolph can, you gotta make the heels look strong. There's not very many heels on Raw.
Ready to go,
He's like, no, I'm gonna do the match, and the crowd's like, yeah, he's gonna wrestle.
Yeah, and so then, like, the match is going alright, pretty good. And then Vicky comes out and interferes, alright? So then, which wasn't that big of a deal, because now Punk comes back, Punk has Ziggler covered, the referee's like this. And then, here comes Laryngitis. He's like, I'm gonna kick out Vicky and Jack Swagger.
Man, John Laryngitis was on a roll tonight.
He was on a roll tonight.
Comedic roll, man.
He had me laughing hard. Which was good, because he needed some new flavor. He wasn't really, doing it for me.
Oh my god. That is just funny.
He needed flavor.
Yeah, so he's distracting the referee, like, big time.
And the referee's like, he makes the referee stop, because the referee's like this, and he's like, stop, ref! I know you can't see what's going on, but you gotta get these two out of here, and the ref's like...
You're causing a big distraction.
I know. So then he's like, and then he starts talking to Punk about their upcoming match. And then, of course, Ziggler, he gets up, and what
does his finisher.
Yeah, and then...
Gets the pin... And he runs around like a crazy man with the WWE title, and I said,
with the hair going everywhere and everything.
Dolph Ziggler, future WWE champion. Dolph. It's going to be awesome. Hashtag heel.
Yeah.
Greatness. So, now we get a Barrett promo, and it's on to the main event. Of the show,
which is Kane. Which I have been looking forward to. I want to say I had looked forward to the whole night, because, as I mentioned last week, this whole... Kane wearing the mask again thing, it's really bothering me. Like, I gotta know why. I gotta have the explanation. And I'm not getting an explanation. And it's really bothering me because I don't have enough long-term experience with Kane to accept the mask with no explanation, because all I can see is him and the Big Show palling around and loving each other and stuff.
But they don't explain everything in wrestling, though.
I know, but it's bothering me.
But it would have been nice for them to give you a nice video package at least.
Anything.
Because everything he said tonight is the same thing he's always said before when he was wearing the mask and being a...
See, and I didn't know that, but I thought... Okay, look. Alright, look. I know...
Break it down!
Okay, let me... Because I got lots of notes on this.
Alright,
so first of all, he's like, this is my true self. It's my essence. I wear a mask, but you all live a lie, blah, blah, blah.
Same thing he's always said.
Okay, same old. Then John Cena tries to come out, but is blocked by a giant wall of fire. That was pretty cool.
That was great. I thought it killed him. I was like, whoa, is he throwing it back?
It exploded. That's what I'm thinking. The pyro guys are back there going, don't go past this line.
And then all of a sudden, Cena's like, what's happening to me?
I know. So then Kane starts talking, and I'm like, alright, maybe he's going to explain. So he's like, I'm targeting you because you led the people astray with this rise above hate stuff. It's a fallacy. It's okay to hate. Humans are naturally hateful. And then I was kind of like, alright, I could deal with this. This is kind of cool. But then he starts talking incredibly slowly.
Well, he's being dramatic.
And
by the way, Kane has really improved his vocabulary.
See, it's awful. And I'm sorry, but he says... Like that same sentence that I just said, he says it at least 5 or 6 times, but like in different ways.
It's because the crowd wasn't getting into it.
The crowd wasn't getting into it because it was boring as crap.
I don't know. Like, I didn't think it was that boring, but the crowd just did not care.
He was talking too slow, I'm telling you. No one can listen to someone who talks like this.
You sound like that kid off of Malcolm in the Middle.
I know I do, but nobody can listen to that, alright? I'm just saying, it was like slower than that.
I don't know.
But anyway, and he's trying to be dramatic, but he went too slow.
And he's like, he's trying to make...
And he was saying the same thing over and over and over. So then finally, he gets done saying the same thing over and over and over, and he kind of moves on a little different. He's like, and explains why he's saying that. He's like, hate motivates and fuels us. You must feel it like 1,000 insects under your skin. And like the stuff he was saying was cool, but he wasn't saying it right.
Well, I mean, at least not in a way that the crowd was connecting.
The crowd was so not into it, and I was so not into it. And then he says, you got to be honest with yourself, you got to be free.
Trying to make him a heel, trying to make Cena a heel.
Kind of picking up the pace at this point, got a little bit better. I think he realized the crowd was just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And, he's like, you're becoming weak in your denial, and I'm going to help you free yourself. Because the last thing you're going to hear is all these people chanting, Cena sucks, and it's going to tear your soul apart. But it didn't really work.
Yeah, no one was chanting Cena.
No one was chanting Cena. Like, people were kind of intermittently, but it was mostly Let's Go Cena. Like, the Let's Go Cena got louder.
Yeah, the Let's Go Cena sucks chant, but not the Cena sucks chants alone. And then he's like, Cena sucks, Cena sucks, Cena sucks. But no one was doing it.
He didn't even start the chant cadence right, because he should have been like,
he's doing it too slow.
Cena sucks, Cena
Yeah, but he
sucks.
couldn't have done
And
that
he's
with
like,
his gimmick.
Cena sucks.
But, yeah, and it didn't work, and you could tell that they turned way up the volume on the crowd because
you
it
could
was...
hear the heaters running. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
because
ridiculous.
we had our sound system on, and we could
Our
literally
sound system.
hear on the bass speakers, you could hear the heaters go like that, you know, and it was like ridiculous.
And then,
like, he did not get the crowd involved. I can't
really
believe it
didn't.
didn't work. I mean,
I
think the crowd was confused as who was the face and who was the heel. It's like, is Cena going to turn, or what's going on?
And I'm sorry, his promo was not good. He
It
did not deliver it in a good way.
He had all the points, everything was there, but he didn't connect with the crowd.
He couldn't bring it out. Like, I really think he was talking too slow.
I
think that was
he
his
had
number one problem.
I think he had too much to say and like not enough time to fill out the crowd. Because he had way too many key points to get over in a very, very short amount of time.
No, he didn't. He had 2 key points. Key point number 1, hate is good. Key point number 2, Cena, you gotta hate people.
I guess so.
He did not have too many key points.
Okay, maybe it just sounded too scripted. Like he had this whole diatribe to spill out.
Maybe so, but I mean, whatever it wasn't right. And I was really very disappointed with this.
With the whole Kane thing?
With the Kane thing.
So,
and
do you not care at all about the Kane versus...
Guess what? I don't have an explanation still.
That's true. There's really
the
not...
The only reason that I care about this promo now, the only reason is because I want to know why he's got the stupid mask on.
That is a good question. Well, he said at the beginning of the promo, he covers because of, the society.
Why didn't he cover a month ago? A month ago, he was on the ground crying at Big Show.
Big Show, I love you, man. I don't want to be hurt. Well, I guess...
That was a month ago. Now he's a badass in a mask.
Okay, well, I guess we can only hope that they will answer your questions in upcoming episodes, and next week is the return or debut or whatever it is coming to reclaim the It Begins 2012, the second day 2012, and we will be there to review it.